Why, hello, and welcome to issue 675 of Geek in the City Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Duran.
I'm one of your other hosts, Minarita.
And I'm your other host, Cable Hashtani.
And we are coming to you live from the Guardian Game Studio. Boy, do we have to get better about mentioning that part.
We do. We really do. I'm going to spend the evening sounding like I'm trying to do my best Tom Waits impersonation over here. So
Funny to bring that up. Tom Waits, one of my favorite Christmas songs. Christmas card from a hooker.
I feel like we should invite our guests into this super appropriate conversation.
No, I love talking Tom Waits. No,
that's what I mean. Like it's music.
Get you in here.
My now 15-year-old, I think he was probably 11 or 12 when I played him something for the first time, and his response was just, "Man, this guy sounds like he's seen some shit." And I was like, "That is the appropriate description of Tom Waits."
Yeah.
Yep.
And that melodious voice you heard is one James Lucas Jones.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on the show. I know you're super busy right now, so thanks for taking the time out.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah, no. We just opened our new store, Brickdiculous shopping gallery in Lloyd Center, and things have been super busy.
Nice. That's really exciting. Okay, quick tangent. The Tom Waits thing. I just saw someone tweet like yesterday, and I hope this is real. He says, every time I play Tom Waits, I'm telling my son this is what Cookie Monster sounds like.
I almost did a spit take.
Not wrong.
I have a cousin, and I think it's funny, but it's probably wrong. When they had their kid, up until they got into kindergarten, they told their kid that everything that was blue was orange, and everything that was orange was called blue. Just to see. I was like, that's the worst social experiment ever. He's like, oh, he's fine in kindergarten. He got laughed at for a few days, but he figured it out. I was like, that seems wrong.
I hope they've been saving up for therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's two social experiments. One, to see if it works, and then two, training your child that adults lie.
Yes.
You know what? That is a good lesson.
Mm-hmm. And also, they're not going to save up for therapy. They're going to do what all Durants do and just buy extra booze to deal with it.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. No, that is how my people and our people medicate.
Those Catholic Hispanic roots, man.
Let's have beer now.
Cheers.
I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking tea.
So yeah, you opened a. So it's not a. It's a Lego store, but it's not.
It's not a Lego brand store.
That's what I was looking for.
But it is a store dedicated to Lego. So we carry new Lego and used Lego, and a ton of different customized minifigures and custom printed pieces. And just a lot of like Lego related or Lego inspired type products as well. Nice.
Like I think yesterday you posted some of the new custom minifigs that come in nice little blister cases.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun ones. Some of them maybe a little bit infringy when it comes to copyrights and trademarks.
I was going to ask how that works.
I mean, we're definitely just buying from vendors that are already producing those right now. We're not doing anything that is in that realm. Like we will be doing some custom printing eventually, but it'll all be in collaboration with different artists and illustrators.
So your bases are kind of covered in that.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, apart from probably just being a Lego fan, what made you decide to take this step? Like, why did you think, let's give this a shot?
Well, no, I'd been a Lego fan, and I always had been a fan of doing my own kind of like customizations and playing around with printing and printing on Lego, and was originally just going to do a web thing. And Jason Levian, who owns Floating World Comics, recently relocated from Old Town here in Portland over across the river to Lloyd Center back in August, and he and I started talking, and just with the response that he got from his move and just the real culture shift that is happening at Lloyd Center right now. It just kind of all came together. So we opened November 11th. We decided that we were going to open a brick and mortar like the end of September. So it was kind of a quick.
That's a hell of a turnaround.
Come together, yeah. That we're still trying to get everything up and running. I think our website will be up later this week for folks who aren't in the Portland area, but also for folks to be able to do orders and pick up and all of that stuff.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no, so far it's been great, and we have great neighbors. Floating World is our next door neighbor on one side, and Music Plastique, a fantastic record store that used to be located up on Alberta, and is kind of one of the original New Lloyd movement tenants, is to our other side. Right. And yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah, those are 3 dangerous storefronts for myself and people who listen to the show.
Their aesthetic fits real well in a former Spencer's.
Yes.
location. Like I noticed that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. I like that. Yeah.
You can still see echoes of like Snoop Dogg cannabis hats just on the wall of what used to be a Spencer's.
No, absolutely. Like the shadows almost from like a radiation blast on the walls.
Ghosts of Limp Bizkit's past.
That's right.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The back office just has nothing but fluorescent black light tubes.
No, I know people who used to work in a Spencer's gift. The back office just has a lot of dried tears. Like, what have I done?
Now all that stuff is over at Hot Topic.
Which is still there.
It is. The Hot Topic is still there and going strong.
If there are teenagers, Hot Topic will continue to exist. Right. I think like if it survived past like the early 2000s, they're not going anywhere. Like it's just they have learned to like kind of keep up with the times. I think.
Yeah.
They're real good at that fast trend turnaround.
Yes.
They've got real good, cultural spotters for that company.
Well, their parent company is also the Gap, so.
Did not know that. I would have guessed it was Disney. Because they do actually have a lot of.
They have an exclusive license with Disney now. Mm-hmm. They produce the goth Disney stuff.
Yeah, I don't know when I learned that, but yeah, I don't know how direct linked they are, but they are linked to the corporate entity of the Gap.
Yeah, it's funny. There was never a time I felt cool enough to shop in a Hot Topic. It's weird to say. Like when I was in my prime teenage, like metalhead goth years, that's when I should have felt comfortable in there, but I didn't. Because I was just like this chunky D&D. See, I need to have been the person then, but shopping now when Hot Topic has got like a quarter of just D&D stuff.
It's just gone super nerd.
Yeah, like, how dare you?
See, I always remember when they opened the mall when I was a kid, a teenager, and there was another mall store that catered to goths that was appropriately called Whatever. My friend Summer at the time would always say that Hot Topic was for all the kids who were too scared to go into Whatever.
You see that,
which felt very on point.
Yeah, I still pop into Hot Topic sometimes because sometimes they will get like I'm not a big Funko Pop collector, but I have a very specific niche. So if there's an exclusive like Haunted Mansion, like I'll get the email saying like Hot Topic has an exclusive. I thought, oh shit, I gotta get that one. And I still feel colossally uncool when I walk in. But the worst thing was like 2 months ago, I walked in and I'm looking at stuff, and they're like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "No, I'm looking for just something in particular. I'm good." And they're like, "Your son or your daughter?"
Oh, just
right. I think I just looked at him and they saw the look on their face. I'm like, "Oh no, he's shopping for himself." Yeah. And this maybe 20-year-old spiky-haired person, they just looked at me and they actually went, "I'm sorry." And then they turned around and walked away. I was like, that might hurt more.
I definitely feel like I didn't think I was cool enough to shop at Hot Topic, but I definitely wanted to. Didn't matter. I didn't have a budget of my own in high school. And then by the time I had my own money, I had already kind of solidified into just generic in terms of like a look.
Mhm.
So, and now I am kind of too old, I think.
They got a fresh crop of Sailor Moon stuff though.
Oh, fuck. I gotta
So
go.
yeah,
So two things. One, I just walked past the Hot Topic when I went to Lloyd Center last Friday, Saturday.
time is an illusion.
It is. It's a flat circle, and just walked by the Hot Topic. I didn't go in. Sorry, folks. But two, this is why they have an online store.
Actually, they do have a lot of stuff online that they don't carry in the stores.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better stuff.
Yeah.
More sizes too.
More sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all true. So before we dive into the nuts and bolts and stuff of the shop, what you mentioned the Lloyd Center resurgence. So from your experience, you talk about, because there's that joke of Lloyd Center is just where places go to die.
Yeah, so actually we have Jason and some of the other small business owners in Lloyd recently got together and we did a little mini Lloyd's Not Dead campaign. So it's us, it's the two businesses I mentioned before, Gambit Games and Anime, which is another shop that's right in that same row. A new family portrait studio that just opened on the main floor. Mortal Emblem, which is a rad new tattoo parlor that just opened yesterday.
Wait, there's
that's what's gonna.
Lloyd Center?
Okay.
Yeah, over where it used to be the eyelash place, so they had all the facilities kind of already in.
Set up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
across the way from where Centerville used to be.
Yeah,
Right by where the Marshalls used to be.
right.
Yeah.
Which is now on Thursday and Saturday nights the not so secret roller disco.
I know.
Oh, awesome.
Which they've been doing. So yeah, there's all sorts of just cool stuff going on at Lloyd, which is neat. As somebody who's lived in Portland for 22 years and spent pretty much that entire time living in either Northeast or North, Lloyd has always been a place that we would go to get out of the weather, and it almost was really depressing just because as the pandemic was hitting, they had just finished a giant renovation. So
I like
the
gorgeous one.
the space is beautiful.
Yeah.
When the sun is out, all the skylights, Lloyd used to be an outdoor mall, so they've gone in and they've kind of replaced all the roofing with skylights all through the entire thing. And so it's just got a lot of natural light. The skating rink is still a huge attraction, and just a part of Portland, I feel like. And it's been neat to see all these businesses kind of banding together and doing something new in the space.
That's cool. It's really great because like you, there was always kind of this interesting charm to Lloyd Center. I used to joke that I worked at two malls now. I worked in Washington Square, the same company, Sam Goody / Suncoast.
Mhm.
And Washington Square was kind of miserable because you're in the middle of Portland's like Silicon Forest. So a lot of entitled teenagers with their parents' cards, demanding that you do whatever you want for them. You catch somebody's kids stealing, and you're like, you can't do that. They come back with their daddy, and he would chew you out because their little pumpkin would never steal. But in Lloyd Center, everyone kind of knew the rules. More laid back, more kind of real. And we'd catch someone at Suncoast trying to shoplift, and you'd boot him out, and then he'd be back. I'll be back next week. We'll be watching for you. I said, all right, man. Sometimes they got away with it, sometimes they didn't, and there was a nice kind of charm to that, to that place. So I'm glad to see that there's some people in there kind of trying to bring it back.
Yeah,
especially local focus.
Yeah, the local arts and community bent to it. It was another big part of the appeal for us moving in. So we're mainly just the shop right now. We're going to be expanding out into some more of our square feet to add some gallery space after the first of the year and showcasing local builders. And then by the spring, summer, our intention is to have day camps for kids, both for some building camps and some stop motion animation camps, and just really doing some fun stuff to engage with the community.
Would you think about maybe like adult camps also?
Oh, absolutely. I think doing adult classes is something that, or workshops and that kind of stuff is definitely stuff that we want to do as well.
Oh man, that'd be a blast. I could think Jen would like the Lego stop motion.
Oh yes,
Yeah, as a
definitely.
workshop, she probably would like that. I would get into that. That'd be very cool.
I feel like there's so many local builders that that you would find at Bricks Cascade that would love to do things like that.
Well, I mean, we had the Portland area had the guys who came in second on the first Lego Masters here in town.
Are they brothers?
No, just good friends.
Yeah.
But one of them has opened up a Bricks and Minifigs in Gresham, and the other one went to go work for Lego in Denmark.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so he and his family relocated. I think at the beginning of the summer, into the spring, and then another local builder actually just announced today that he got hired by Lego and is going to be relocating out there this coming spring.
Oh wow.
So
That's really cool.
yeah, a lot of local talent, and looking forward to showcasing some different work and having kind of that Brick Cascade vibe, all year round,
Mhm.
and not just during that awesome weekend in February or March where they do the show.
Yeah, that was the feeling that I got from the shop when I was there, because I went there on Saturday. It definitely has that feel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
I'm definitely popping in this week. I popped in a few days where you were open, just hanging out and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get in there and see now that it's really come to life, and then pick up some comics next door.
Yeah.
I'm actually really impressed by your branding.
Oh, thank you so much.
It
That's
is very tight.
something that I worked really hard on. My younger brother, who's working with me at the store, is also kind of our de facto in-house illustrator. So all of the album homages that we have up in the store, he drew all the artwork for. And just coming from comics and comics publishing and having a strong graphic aesthetic was important to me, and wanting to make sure that we were doing something to set ourselves apart. We are. Somebody pointed out to me on Instagram today, we're the seventh Lego focused store in the Portland area or Portland Metro. Because
Oh really?
Really?
Well, there's 5 Bricks and Minifigs now
Mhm.
with the Gresham one, because there's Gresham,
So there's one on Sandy.
there's
right?
one on Sandy, there's
The one I know.
one in Cedar Hills, there's one in Vancouver, and there's one down in Canby, which is the original one.
Oh, well, I guess I never put two and two together that they're the same company.
Yep.
Well, they're franchised. They're all
Sure.
independently owned, but
Okay. Yeah.
under a common franchise.
Nice. But they're all cool stuff, but I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm assuming with your background and your brother's background, there's be a certain aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, again, nothing against those shops. I've been a customer there for years, and but they're I immediately recognized their logo as a Nate Pico's Blambot font, and just fine, but not where we wanted to kind of
Right.
drive things. We wanted to have a little bit more individual personality, and I wanted to be able to carry stuff that they weren't carrying too. I think just the breadth of the custom minifigs that we're carrying, and also just some of the goofy stuff that we brought in. We're carrying the Lego Master dueling saber from Neo Sabers.
I was going to ask that. So those are dueling sabers.
Yeah, it's not. They make a NeoPixel one too that has the LEDs that light up all the way up so that it can do the ignite and stuff. But those are a lot more fragile and expensive. So we opted to just carry the dueling sabers, because if I'm gonna have a lightsaber, I need to be able to whack my 15-year-old
Yeah.
side
You
with
can't
it.
wail on your friends with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What's the point?
What's the point of it? Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that, or there's a company called Waffle Wow that does a building brick waffle maker, where you can actually do the interlocking Lego type bricks, but with waffles that you make.
Oh
and-
wait, so you can.
The waffles are Lego shaped?
Yeah, so it makes a variety of different size waffle plates that are studded, and they all it works. They interlock, and you can see who can build the structure that can withstand syrup with the most integrity or whatnot.
Why
kind
do
of
I not
amazing.
have this waffle maker?
I just realized that those are kind of. She does listen to the show, so it's fine. I've got most of the stuff I want to get for Jen,
Mhm.
but that combines literally two of her favorite things:
Yeah.
Legos and waffles.
Yep.
All right.
Mm.
So you make little brick. Now I'm just trying to imagine, like, you just build with them too when you're done them.
Yeah.
You now derailed it. It's like, oh, buildable waffles.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time I had something that was like Lego related, they teamed up with, like, this would have been in the early '90s with like AT&T or Bell Packard, and there was the Lego phone, and it had just the basic phone part and like all the things you regularly need, but under it was a drawer you could put Lego parts in. So as you're talking, you could just, it's like a fidget. You could fidget build on your phone, or if you wanted to, you could build something on, back with dial-up, you could build something so it just could hang off your face while you're talking to people. And I begged my mom for years to give me a Lego phone. She never did, but yeah. So I kind of like it in Lego when stuff, connected to Lego gets a little goofy that way.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Huh. Yeah, I have already found them on that one site.
Then we don't name it. We're not going to share that site.
I did send it to you though.
I got it. Yeah, very cool. So out of all,
Everybody's getting waffle makers for Christmas now.
I know, waffles for everyone.
Yeah, I think one of the I really like the sorry, I'll finish a thought. I discovered Firestar custom minifigs during the pandemic, and so that was one of the first things that when I saw that you were carrying them, I'm like, oh, that's fantastic, because they're a UK-based company.
Yeah. So, and they have like all of their stuff is on their website and available for order, but there's always the international shipping, and you have to deal with converting to Great British pounds.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're at retail with current conversions with them, and are able to bring those in and have those available. And it's been a lot of fun to just see the reaction from folks on some of those figures that you would not expect to be able to see.
They have the ones that are like akin to Freddie Mercury and akin to David Bowie.
I did see the one that was linked to Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
Shocking, no one. That may end up in my pocket tomorrow.
I like their euphemism names.
Oh, absolutely.
They're hilarious.
The Agent Mully and Agent Skulder are maybe my favorite.
Yep, those are great. I love that one. Those. But yeah, they seem. I like the fact that now that it's available to folks here in the Pacific Northwest as an impulse buy, rather than I'm going to think about this for a while and maybe put this in my cart and then get it in like 2 months.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're working with a couple different custom companies that are domestic as well. We're carrying a bunch of stuff from Eclipse Graphics, like their movie poster homages and some of the comic cover homages, and we're looking at bringing in some other of the band customizers as well that have in the shop on the regular basis.
Cool. So I'm just curious, like, they're clearly are not officially sanctioned, but do you know what kind of Lego's attitude is towards this? Because I haven't really heard them ever going after anybody.
Well, they recently did start to, well, not go after anybody in that way, but it was on folks who were doing customs that they were putting like company logos and things on minifig torsos, and that they were very much like, this is mixing trademarks, and we have to protect our trademark and IP and all that stuff. And so I had even heard like at some of the individual like Lego cons, them coming down on some of the vendors who were doing it there. I think as long as it's stuff that is pushing towards custom parts, and I think even with Firestar, they're very careful about what they do through their minifigures.com brand and what they do through the Firestar brand in terms of the infringiness of it and how it all works.
Yeah, because it always felt like one of those things that, like, it wouldn't make sense to like have Lego just drop the hammer, because at the end it's going to make people buy more Legos.
Yeah, well, and it's just like the idea of fan customization, like using Legos in atypical ways is very Lego. Just in how they've always approached it. One of the most popular lines in the store in the couple of weeks that we've been open is their botanical line. We sell a couple of those sets every day, just about. And I love that because one of the first ones they did was the bonsai tree, and it has the leaves where you can change out to be the green leaves or it can be cherry blossoms. And instead of doing like a new part for the cherry blossom, they just printed the frogs in pink. So it's the mini figure scale frog piece, but just printed in pink to be the little cherry blossoms all over the bonsai. It's awesome. Like that's
cool. I didn't realize it was little frogs.
Yeah, NPU or new parts usage is a big thing among Lego folk, and I always like seeing how folks change and figure out new ways to use existing molds or existing pieces just with like a color tweak.
I liked the blue bananas in the Chinese garden.
Yeah,
that did the same thing. Like, that's a banana, but they just remade it or recolored it, and it works well as part of a pagoda roof.
Yeah, I think the first time I really noticed it as a fan was on the modular buildings when they did the Parisian cafe several years ago, because they ended up recoloring like the croissant pieces to white to use as architectural details, and it was brilliant. And just like seeing the ways that you could kind of tweak it, and I know there are folks who complain about the breadth of Lego parts now and how it infringes on imagination because you don't have to use your imagination. They make it all on actual parts, but it doesn't matter. You still see people applying things in ways that the original designer never would have.
Yeah,
intended.
they are still doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have definitely heard like, oh, there's too many, specialized parts now. I'm like, people still use it.
Yeah. Well, it's like saying there's too many colors of paint. Like people are still going to find new ways to utilize and to make it work.
Those are the blue bananas.
I love it.
Nice. So do you have a white whale Lego set? Or do you have multiple?
Like we've talked on the show before about art. Like my particular white whale was the Monster Hunters Haunted House.
That set is great.
Which I think is mine also.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do at this point because I managed to get most of the stuff that has come out since I've been an adult that I've wanted. But there are a few sets from my childhood that I still love and definitely keep around. I think the mobile robot command center from the classic Space line is like one of the first sets I can remember getting as a kid. Is one of my favorite sets.
That's a good
one. Spider-Man Bridge Battle is another one that is like a really, really good set from a really, really like not unpopular line, but like not. I mean, it was just like for one of the Spider-Man cartoons, and it has just an insane amount of minifigs in it, and like the bridge is falling apart, but it's super detailed. It's just a really good set.
Yeah, I feel like there's 10 minifigs in that thing.
Yeah. There's like it has like it's everybody's there's an Aunt May and there's a Spider Woman, and a Spider Man, and a Green Goblin, and a Craven, a Scorpion. Like it's so many of the villains, and it's just a really fun set.
Oh, that's cool. I think. Okay, what's one you mentioned recently? Is it the new release or the updated version of Iron Man's suit room?
Oh yeah,
that was like those jerks. They just added more minifigs.
Yep, they did. He's got it in his shop.
Oh,
yeah.
No, like I'm surprised. Like I was very good. I walked out with 2 poly bags. So I'm like, nope. I want to show my support. I'm going to buy stuff, but I'm not going to go nuts. And I almost did because I walked past there was a set in the used section that I'm like, I've got that on me. I can do. Nope.
So really quick, what is As a poly bag.
Well, like a little polybag sets. They're usually
Like under 100 pieces.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes
like
there's a minifig,
Like a
sometimes
creator
there's
set
not.
kind of things, or
Sometimes, but there's also they've done them for superheroes and
found them for City
City,
or
oh, okay.
Ninjago.
I see a lot of them for like Star Wars, where it's like the speeder bike and
Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
That's usually what it is. They're designed to be impulse buys on end caps, where you can just grab and go.
Sure.
And they're usually like around $5.
Yeah.
Around that. Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, I picked up one that was Shang-Chi with the dragon. Only instead of the big dragon that I already have, it's a little tiny buildable dragon, which is really fun. America's absolutely. She loves it. She's like, that is so derpy. I love it.
it fits really nicely on the bridge in that Chinese garden set too, with him on.
I will move it there. That's where it's going to end up. And then I got a little Captain Marvel polybag where it's Carol in her Kree-colored uniform. And,
the green one.
Yeah. And
Pre-eye patch Nick Fury.
yeah, pre-eye patch Nick Fury, and a telephone booth.
Yeah.
With a weird amount of stuff just stuck to the top to it.
Yeah.
Like a walkie-talkie and a cell phone, or not a cell phone, but like a pager and a videotape.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it was a Monkey Kid set that you hadn't used that I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh. Nope, I should not walk out of here with $100 used set. Even though I really want to. I'm not going to. Today.
How big is it?
It's trying to remember which set it is now, but
It was the cloud. I think the only Monkey Kick use set we have in right now is the Cloud Jet. So it wasn't
Oh.
that big. Or
maybe what was it? Maybe it was under the Monkey Kid. There was a set down there, and I just don't remember what it was.
Oh no, that might have been it. Now I want to see a custom set of Shang-Chi and Katie singing karaoke from the movie.
I'll get around to it eventually. I
$100 retail, man.
that was pretty good. It wasn't that one.
No,
No.
okay, then I don't know.
Yeah, I have gone through the majority of my Marvel superhero minifigs and some of my DC ones, and made their civilian identities in minifig form as well. So
that's very cool.
Nice.
So I have civilian Shang-Chi and civilian Katie, so they can, sing karaoke.
So they can try to park cars against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fastest one.
That's I've got a Letterman jacket guy, because that's kind of the jacket that he was wearing. So
Nice.
yeah.
So do you have a dream IP you wish Lego could acquire?
I don't know. Like it's hard because I get the IP stuff is a lot of fun, but it also like I feel like it obviously they have not done nearly the amount of like space type themes that they used to do pre Star Wars. So like they had a great run of fantasy castle stuff, and then it all ended so that they could do Lord of the Rings, and then so for me, I still like being able to kind of move things around and do my own stuff with it. For my current stuff, like Lego enthusiasm is almost all towards like the big modular buildings.
Okay.
Because they're great.
Yeah. I love working in that scale and style too. So that's one of the few things that I've been able to actually kind of sit down and do my own kind of mock or my own creations of lately have been some of
And those are the ones you can basically build a town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Parisian cafe that he was talking about earlier that did the new part usage, that's one of those.
Oh, cool. So like my haunted house or the haunted man.
Yeah. That is modular. It's also part of the fairground sets that they're doing in that. So
But even with the modular, they've started to like lean the IP stuff into it. So like the two recent big Marvel buildings, the Sanctum Sanctorum and the Daily Bugle, are both compatible with the modular buildings. You can add them into your city and they all snap in. Just
Oh, okay. Cool. Right. I'm going to remember those now because I know I'll get around to it one day, but it's going to take me a while. I have I've got two from the Batman series, the two different versions of Arkham Asylum. I always wanted to mix that with the roller coaster carnival and just make like the screwed up haunted, roller coaster ride from hell.
Well, one of the super niche sets that they did for the Lego Batman movie was Joker's Manor, where it was like a Joker takeover of Wayne Manor. That included a bunch of nuts stuff. That's one of the sets that I acquired when it came out, and I've never had a chance to actually put it all together. It's just sitting in a box in my basement.
That looks like a crazy build.
It's fantastic.
Oh, I want to do that.
That's not the official set.
No?
No.
It's from Lego.
That is.
Which
So
set
this one.
has taken you like the longest to make?
Oh, that would definitely still be the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That thing's a beast.
Was several weeks, like nights and weekends, and whenever else I could squeeze in.
I have a little one. It's like from like 2018, I think it was. That would be so fun.
This one is like the size of a coffee table.
Yeah,
It's enormous.
All to me scale. Yeah, that's definitely the longest, most complicated build I've probably done.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, I think mine has still been the detective's office of. No, I think it's the Adam West Batcave.
That's a really good set too.
I love that set so much.
Is that the one where you can drop Bruce a dick and then it ends with Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty great.
I've modified the build to fit on the shelves that I have at home, but I still have a lot of those features in there. It's a good set.
Mine was probably the Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Oh, geez.
That's a really good,
It's a good set, and the original Ecto 1 fits in it
perfectly.
perfectly. Right after I built that, I got Jen the Answer to the Call Ghostbusters, the old Olympic cast, their version of Ecto 1. We put that together, and then one day I just decided, screw it, and I took out all of my Monster Hunter figures, and I just opened up the Firehouse. I had different Lego or Ghostbusters minifigs from different, like the car has their own set, the Firehouse has their own set, plus the other Firehouse ones. And I basically did my own version of like Crisis on Infinite Ghostbusters. Where I just had like everywhere, going off it. And
Well, that's actually one of my biggest Lego disappointments over the last several years. Was just I felt like they completely bungled the presentation and marketing on a recent theme that they did called Hidden Side.
Oh,
That was
yes.
basically like goofy kids solving spooky mysteries, which is just right up my alley completely. But
right.
the box art was cool but weird and didn't actually show the sets. Like it was all like illustrative instead of actual photographs.
So it was all like, here's how it's like showing me the app on the cover.
Yeah, and it was all like built around. They keep trying to do the make fetch happen with the augmented reality stuff, and it just never does.
I don't care.
No, I think adults are looking at Lego as a way to not have screen time,
Right.
and parents are looking at Lego for their kids as a way for them to not have screen time. So trying to keep introducing these digital components, like there are times where it's kind of neat, but it should never be the focus of a line. And I feel like too often it has been.
Right.
Do you feel that's also been the case with the Vimeo?
Yes, because those minifigs were amazing. Like, they're so much fun with all the animal and like costume musicians, and
I have the ice cream head guy. I
Which was
love him.
video.
video was their thing
Oh.
with Universal Music that they did, that they actually ended up like killing early. Like Lego usually has so much into development on a theme that like you usually get at least 2 or 3 assortment releases, and even if they end up kind of ending it early. And this, there was a whole second series of minifigs that kind of came out, like they got a limited release in Europe but never made it stateside, like all sorts of.
And that's kind of the same thing that happened with Hidden Side season 2, because they were like, it's out and we're done.
Yeah, and I was worried that was going to be the way with Monkey Kid, because they stopped carrying all of the Monkey Kid sets in the actual brand stores. You can only get them online now. And then they just announced like a whole new slew for 23 that all look really cool.
They're amazing.
I've never heard of Hidden Side before today, but I need this castle.
They're cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the little observation tower on
Yes,
it too.
yeah, it looks like a really fun build, and it looks awesome when it's put together.
Well, they did like a haunted school bus. And,
I like the school bus too.
They had a haunted school.
well,
Yeah.
they had a haunted prison.
Yep. Yeah, all of these things transformed and
Right.
became monster versions. I think I have 3 of the Hidden Side sets. I have this small lab. I have the graveyard, and then I have the shrimp boat, which is my favorite.
Because it comes apart like, because it like, yeah, it shipwrecks.
I'm sorry, did you say shrimp boat?
Shrimp boat.
Mhm.
And this is also a Hidden Side.
Yeah. And
It's all supposed to be like a harbor town,
Mhm.
like
Right.
I need to know more about this because I'm loving these sets, and this is all very interesting right now. I'm like, tell me more about Hidden Side. Like set the Legos aside for just a minute. 'Cause
I mean, it's still Lego.
Yeah.
oh, it's a Lego show.
yeah,
It
with
was a show. It was
Was
just a
that?
series.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
just okay.
Yeah.
a theme.
I assumed it was,
Thank
a series of Lego made from a show or a cartoon or,
Oh,
you know,
no.
like
They-
a lot of stuff is.
They did
It's
some
their own-
animated shorts like they do for pretty much all their original IP now, but yeah, no, it was not based
It
on
was
anything.
Augmented reality game.
I don't care about that. I just,
But-
I
but
just
that-
want
Neither
these
did
sets.
anybody else.
Yeah, but that's where the story was.
I see.
Like
Okay.
there are elements in each of these that you change the color on the dial so that you get a different ghost.
Yeah,
I just finally have a phone that can do this,
Mm.
and it's like, well, yeah, that's
I mean,
great.
it's cute. I would check it out, and I'm sure it's pretty cool. I'm just obsessed with the sets right now.
Yeah, the sets are great. They really are great. When they dive into a theme, they have a lot of fun with it. It's even if the theme doesn't do well, there's still a lot of elements in it that are like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Like I was never the biggest fan of Knight's Kingdom. No, that's not it. Nexo Knights.
oh yeah.
But the elements of Nexo Knights are really cool.
Well, and it's just one of those themes too that it was like how it took Lego 20 years to be like, oh, we should put castle and space together.
Uh-huh.
Like it was like, wait a minute. As a kid, I was doing that all the time.
Yeah. It's like, did any of you watch He-Man? Like that's all it was.
Yeah.
It's castles and lasers and swords.
What's like they just started showing some of the Lego D&D that's going to come out. And I like the idea, but I'm like, you need to go bigger. I guess you're going to test the market with these smaller ones. And like a tiny Lego Tiamat is cute. But in my head, I'm like, I want to buy like a yawning portal that comes with so many weird little attachments to it that just cut loose with it, you know?
And that's again, that is from Lego Ideas. See, this is the other thing. This gives them the other thing. Why?
The D&D was an idea one first?
Well, it was a special thing that they did through Ideas, like where they went out and solicited specifically, we're going to do a D&D set,
Oh,
make
okay.
idea submissions for it, and we'll pick one. Right.
And that's the trick. That's also why they don't bring the hammer down on these things. They watch them for a long time and like, yep, this is great. We love that it's part of the community. Buy it.
Yeah. We'll do a limited license to try this out and see, and
Right.
and yeah, and it just continues to build, their brand with other IP as well.
Yeah, Ideas was not owned by Lego. It is now. Same with Bricklink. Bricklink is the eBay of Lego.
And they own that now.
Yeah,
They bought
yeah, it's like Lego Etsy.
Mhm.
Like it because individual parts and sets and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But no, that's the thing is like I feel like they do just like I love the fun that they're willing to have with stuff. So like one of their lines right now, there's a part of the city assortment that is all stunts with a Z. But it's
Those are
these little rev up motorcycles, and it's like I'm, a 40-something-year-old man. I don't need a little motorcycle that I can rev up and do ramp stuff. But holy moly, they are so much fun. And then the figures that they did with them. So they have one guy that's
You gave me the bathtub.
yeah, the bathtub guy has a full back tattoo of a rubber duck. Like he's so good. And then they have like a Mexican wrestler one, and a chicken costume one, and then they just announced one for next year that's a guy in a bear costume on a motorcycle.
I just want to get one of those stunt motorcycles and put my Ghost Rider on it. Riv him back and let him go.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that's out right now I want to get, and again, just so I can mod it and put it in my other creepy stuff, is Thor's flying boat.
Oh, the goat boat
The
is
goat
so
boat is-
good because it's such a good name, and the little brick built boat or goats with it are so good. No, I mean there's always a lot of fun. I feel like with a lot of those sets, even the ones that are geared more towards adults, like the super big marquee holiday release for their Nintendo license this year is a giant, like when assembled 14-inch tall Bowser. He's
Oh wow!
ridiculously articulated. He shoots fireballs out of his mouth. Like he's amazing.
Mhm.
He's such a good build. So like between that and then they'll just do like these one-off sets that are super nerdy and with a license that they haven't explored before, but that are amazing. They did a tall neck from Horizon.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's this beautiful, like again, like foot tall or 15-inch tall robot build. It's just amazing. A little minifigure that goes with it, and yeah, it's just super cool.
I did see that one. Yeah, it's not one I could have pulled off, but I saw it. I was like, that's nicely done. Now I'm just randomly looking at like their idea site, and I just saw this lighthouse, and I'm like, oh, what?
Oh, the
Oh,
lighthouse
it's on that order now.
is
That lighthouse is amazing.
yeah, it's really good. And then one of the again, like I like that they are a company that is so engaged with the community too. So they have the ideas platform, and anything that gets 10,000 votes on ideas ends up going into their review, and then I think typically out of like a review of 15 to 25, they'll pick one or two,
Right.
usually, if that. But like Cable was saying, they own Bricklink now. So one of the things they've done in the last couple of years was they took a bunch of the sets that had been pitched to ideas and had gotten 10,000 votes, but hadn't made it through the review process, and did limited to 10,000 editions through Bricklink. So they were all legit Lego sets, but they have Bricklink branding and are just builds that you wouldn't find, like Lego wouldn't be able to do at scale, most likely, just because there wouldn't be the demand. Because it's
Right.
like,
It's so niche kind of thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
2,000 piece, Venetian townhouse, like, or the one that I recently put together was a bowling alley that fits with all the modular sets. But yeah, it's like a full 4 or 5 lanes instead of bowling. And now my
Your Lebowski stuff.
now my Big Lebowski minifigures from Citizen Brick have a place to hang out. It's awesome.
I love Citizen Brick.
I do too. They're the one big customizer that I wish we could carry in store, but they just don't have it in their model to do wholesale at this point.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah, I hope so. They're rad guys. They actually they're Chicago based and used to share a building with the 4 Star Studio guys, a bunch of comic artists out of Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Like Mike Norton and Sean Dove and Tim Seeley and all those folks.
Mhm.
How do you feel about the Lego series that's like super fancy? Like you can like build a grand piano and other like
Oh yeah,
really like high end kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
no, I think they're fun. Like at least for me, like I love just like building my own stuff with Lego. But for a long time, the thing that kind of kept me in Lego was the idea that you have a project that has a clear set of instructions and a clear goal at the end, and like just as an adult, you don't get that very often. Like
Amen.
my life is creative problem solving most of the time, and so having something that I know exactly how it's going to turn out and what it's going to take to get there is so rare that it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had to pop over to Brickdiculous really quick. I'm just looking at all the different pirate ships. I'm like wondering, when's Lego going to have a more? Well, I guess they did some of the pirate ships. I don't remember it being a super big line.
And they had
It was a very expensive line, but that was
in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pirates was huge, and then they did like a minor Pirates like Redux in the late aughts, I
Mhm.
want to say.
Mhm.
And then they did, but then that had to kind of go by the wayside because they did 2 or 3 movies of Pirates of the Caribbean sets.
Which I don't remember being all that impressed by them.
I don't. We have a Black Pearl in the store right now in our used section, and it's pretty amazing. Like just as a all black pirate ship, and the minifigures are really kind of cool. And
It's awesome.
yeah, there's some fun ones. I know we were talking the one from the Lego movie that they did for Brickbeard's Bounty, that is the big steampunk
Mm.
pirate ship, is another kind of awesome ship that
that was a good one.
Yeah. It's like I'll think of like I don't watch the movie. I don't play with the sets at all. But I'm always impressed with some of the larger Ninjago stuff. Like that main Ninjago city.
Oh,
I saw one in person. I was like, this thing is amazing.
the 3 Ninjago City modulars that they did are spectacular.
Mhm.
But yeah, actually, one of my favorite, like not from my youth, but from like kind of my early adult days of getting back into Lego in the early aughts, there was a line that they did called Exo Force that was all like mechs, and it was almost their like Gundam Evangelion type ode theme, and it was awesome. It was super short lived. Like it only got maybe 3 waves of releases,
Right.
but
Mhm.
I feel like it ended up impacting everything else that came after it to the extent now where like every Ninjago wave has at least one amazing mech and one amazing dragon.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
and,
Yeah.
like the big mechs that they have available, like the one from one of the most recent waves, Nia's Samurai X mech is like this gorgeous gold and blue and red
It's fantastic.
mech. And yeah, it just was a super fun build too, even if you don't care anything about the IP. It's just a fun, good looking
Right.
robot.
The IP absolutely fascinates me. Like, I didn't really realize how much of a home run that they hit with Ninjago until like 5 years in. It's like, how is this still going? And now they're over 10 years now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like they have like everything they do. They have like basically a 2-year plan on. It feels like they do a few waves and they sunset it and bring in something new. But they just did. I feel like they've tried to maybe sunset Ninjago a couple times, and it just never takes. Like they can't do
Pretty
it.
dedicated audience.
Well, and like it doesn't. Again, like kids are always going to want to play with ninjas and robots and dragons and
Yeah, like
mechs, like
their target audience for Ninjago was like they had the show on, they had the sets out, and they were all the right age. That's all they wanted from Lego was Ninjago. and now they're college age and
They
still
still
buying their own sets.
Right.
So it's
Well,
fascinating.
and they still have the kids too. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. And I've seen a lot of interesting things over the last couple of years too, just with them trying to do more to bridge that kind of gap between Duplo and like regular Lego system stuff. So there's been a lot bit more of a push for like the 4+ sets,
Mhm.
and those have been something that they've even leaned in to the IP stuff with, quite a bit. There's a lot in the 4+ range, at least one set from all the big IP farms, like whether it's Marvel or DC or Jurassic Park or any of them, they all have at least one or two really neat like sets that are for younger kids, still not in that giant Duplo.
Giant Duplo thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my niece she's huge in the Lego, but I don't think she ever did Duplo. I think when she was around 5, we just got her kind of simple regular sets that she built with my sister together. And now, she never really wanted that route for sure.
Yeah, I have a friend whose daughters that I introduced them to Lego, and I think I started them with friends, and they've been. I think the most recent thing they built was probably the space station. So like they just kept graduating further and further up. It's like Friends was where they started, and then it was like, look at this X-wing that I built, and I've got my Friends characters, and it's like,
that's awesome.
this is it. You're the poster children of what Lego was trying to do with. It's like, no, we want Friends, and we want to do this because it's going to expand our base, and it did. And then, like, I think both girls went into the robotics program at their school for Lego.
Oh, that's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
It's like, yep, good job. That was it.
It's true, because I remember when the Friends line first came out, like I was kind of annoyed because I was like, it's like Lego trying like weird gendered Lego sets. Like Legos are for everyone. Why are they?
Yep.
But then I saw what the Friends line did. Like it Caitlin, it just pulled in completely brand new people.
Well, I think there's so much positive stuff that they did with and have done and are continuing to do with the Friends line. Like, as somebody who is so very much not the target audience for it, I still absolutely love it. Like, I think the amount of pieces that they've produced in new colors and like just being able to have like a wider palette to do stuff with, I think it is awesome. And so many of the buildings and vehicles and things that they have are things that, I would have loved to have had the system stuff, but it doesn't matter. Like it's all adaptable and can all, work and collaborate with. And like, one of the sets from last year was a little like food cart pod and with a taco truck. And like, the taco truck's awesome. It immediately went my regular city food pod.
That's what I've been telling people for years. It's like, if you want a full city, you have to buy both City System and Friends, because City System has all of your emergency services, but Friends has everything else.
That's right.
All of your shops, all your grocery stores, your apartments, your coffee shops, everything. It is like,
well, and I love like the classic Lego and system little yellow people. I have a lot of affection for. We use a lot of it in our branding and stuff too with the different minifigure heads. But Friends also was a huge like leap for them in terms of inclusion, because it allowed them to actually have figures with different skin tones and different hairstyles, and because it's all intercompatible with the regular system stuff, all of those hairs you can use on regular minifigs. And just seeing some of the things that they have rolled out, like I love the classic stuff, but I'm glad that they're continuing to take risks and they're continuing to kind of change things up. One of the new sets for 2023 is a foosball table type football set, and it's the first big Lego set that they've done that is not a branded or licensed set that has all like skin tone minifigs, but they went with a wide array of different skin tones for it, and some of the minifig options for it are just great. It's neat to see them, you know, make those efforts towards inclusion. We just got a huge restock in our build a minifig tubs today, and one of the new heads that we got in all have hearing aids.
Wow.
And it's like, that's awesome. That's an opportunity for kids to be able to see themselves when they, you know, previously may not have been able to.
Yeah.
And there was actually another piece that came in with some of those too, that were leg pieces where I think the left leg is a prosthetic, and is like a metal prosthetic leg, and it's just like them doing things to let kids see themselves who may not have been able to do that previously. I think it's just awesome.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a quick little side note: if you're looking for like tiny little gifts for people in your life, I don't care who you are. I think everyone loves to be given a minifig of themselves. So those little build a minifigs. Everyone's like, it's me. Like, it's just fun to do.
Yeah, signature figs or sig figs are big in the Lego community, and
That does sound like a great gift.
are always fun. And like just the mystery minifigure bags that they do are always so good. Like I love all the costume guys, like the current assortment. There's a guy in a turkey costume.
Oh man, that's so great.
A dragon. There's a dragon. But there's also like a sugar plum ballerina, and a nutcracker, and all sorts of a new snowman. Just fun.
I like that in the upcoming one, there's one in a T-Rex costume.
The T-Rex costume is really good. The classic spaceman in brown with the baby spaceman
one
is so good.
Oh, baby spaceman. Yep. I love it.
Cool.
And they're used to me just sitting here going off about Lego, so it's nice to have someone else in the room.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun. You know, it's funny we were talking about that Friends line. They did that. I don't know how long it lasted, but they did like that woodland or fairy imprint.
Yeah, the elves.
Elves. It was every time I saw it, I was like, I just want to use these for D&D maps too.
Yeah.
You know, for tactical D&D maps because they're amazing.
No, and again, they did a lot of different like colors and pieces for those lines that were just awesome.
Yeah, that one and was it DC Superhero High?
Yeah.
Oh, superhero girls. Yep.
That one, what I love the most about it is they followed the storyline of the show. So like as the sets came out, you could recreate the storyline with those sets. Like they intentionally set them out that way. I was like, that's pretty damn savvy.
That is smart.
Mm-hmm. And the Superhero High School is really cool. It's a really fun setup.
Yeah.
It makes DC fun again.
I've officially put like 10 Lego sets on my wish list now. So thanks, guys.
We're gonna talk afterwards. Like, I gotta get you off of that one site.
Oh,
There
yeah,
are
I
other
know.
places.
This is just an information repository.
Right. So I know we're gonna wrap up here a little soonish. Can you give us like detail, like shop hours, all that good stuff?
Oh, yeah.
It's in Lloyd Center, but
Yep, we're in Lloyd. We're open from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sunday. All of our hours and everything are on Google on our shop listing page. We do have some increased holiday hours as things get closer to Christmas. We'll be staying open a little bit later and opening a little bit earlier on that last week,
right.
leading into the holidays. But yeah, got a lot of cool stuff. If you are coming in to make those personalized minifigures, we also have a nice selection of custom Christmas sweaters that the Firestar Toys folks did that are a lot of fun. And yeah, can kick that minifigure up another level.
We got to have a Christmas version of yourself.
Yes.
You know,
yes, I do gotta.
You do have to do that.
And then I know that the Bird app is in a lot of turmoil right now, but at Brickdiculous HQ, this is a fun feed. I was scanning it earlier, and It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, and we're on Twitter and Instagram as Brickdiculous HQ, and then Facebook and TikTok as just Brickdiculous.
So
Cool.
follow on all of those.
Oh yeah, definitely following on all the things. Well, I'm trying to think. So we talked about. I know I had other stuff, and now it's just completely just flown out of my head. Someone just distracted me by sending me a message. I don't know when they were on in the chat about like, have you ever seen someone trying to make a gargoyle? I think they were asking me about the gargoyles IP, and then they said, has anyone tried to make an actual Lego gargoyle? Like not a minifig, but have you ever seen someone try to pull off a full gargoyle?
I feel like, yes, definitely. There have definitely been some, because I can see in my head like a Batman posed on one.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
So also, we'll be releasing information details next week on it, but we're going to be doing a big Spider-Man building contest in January. Brian Bendis is coming in to help us judge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
That'd be really
cool prizes. And,
I'm definitely coming over for that one.
yeah.
I'm gonna be in this week. I'm just gonna have to put my credit card on lockdown.
That's right.
Because I always tell myself,
Leave it at home.
I'm just gonna get something small, and then all of a sudden, I'll probably get something used. Or I'm like, son of a, I need to get.
It's gonna
that.
be such a good deal.
Well, it's like if the haunted house ever shows up, I'm in trouble from the Monster Hunters line. I've seen it at comic book conventions every once in a while, and I'll text Cable like, "Is this a fair price?" He's like, "Not really."
I will immediately go to Bricklink and go, no.
No. Because
So-
if it's decent enough, like I don't need it to be like lowball, but if it's within the range of Bricklink, I'll be like, "All right, I'm going for it."
But
He's like,
yeah, it's still rising after.
Or he'll write me back. He's like, "Is it sealed?" No. Then no. You know? Stuff
So if
like
you
that.
get a haunted mansion, definitely do not contact Aaron Duran to see if he would like to buy it.
Well, they
Don't
have
do
the tiny haunted mansion on the site. And it's based on the Florida haunted mansion.
But you want a big
Well, it's the haunted house with the Monster Hunter aligned.
Yeah.
But ideally, yes, one day I would give all the money if Lego ever did an official haunted mansion. Like I've seen the video of the guy that built their own, and you see the workings of it, so you can actually see the Doom buggies move around inside it,
Mhm.
loop through it. It's
That's
gorgeous.
pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that was at this year's Bricks
Is that
Cascade.
it? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing. So,
It was a gorgeous set.
yeah. Well, James, and thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
here.
no, thank you so much for
It
having
was
me.
a lot of fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm thanking you, but my wallet is quite upset with you. So I'm in trouble. You've opened my eyes to so many sets that I didn't know I needed.
I say you and I could go in together and we could make sure we don't do anything rash, but that would not.
That
No,
that's never
that's
not-
never been
That's
our
never-
dynamic.
That's
No.
just peer pressure.
No. When you think Aaron Denise, you don't think self-control.
No.
No. That's what our partners do.
You have many fine qualities.
No, that's not. Yeah, well, thanks for listening, everybody. With that, I am, of course, Aaron Duran,
I am Beta Rita.
And I am Cable Hashitani.
and we will speak with everybody next week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
We got a few more weeks to go before we take the holiday.
Take a Christmas break.
Yeah.